Are we on? Uncle Henry here.
Through the years, I've always had the ability to put people to sleep when they listen.
Uncle Henry Internet Show, thank you for looking in tonight.
I think I was born unusually and uncomfortably personal. We're sending nasty jokes to each other over.
My mother's not a beast, damn you!
We worship the youth of our country. What about the elderly?
All right, look, calm down, because this is Facebook. This is different from real TV. Hang up on this guy, you sick freak! Turn the volume down on this. I'm not ready for that kind of garbage. The graphics working. Would you stop it? You scumbag freak! Dadgummit, I wish I could just... All right, cut it out. Cut it out. Stop! 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 You're eating into our time. You're eating into the time. The show ran long last week, and I was admonished for it. Welcome to the Uncle Henry Internet Show. Tonight, you're going to love the show if you're an unemployable freak. You are, because our guest tonight, we have a guest tonight, Scotty White. Scotty White of ScottyWhite.com. He is a podcaster, a content creator. He's kind of like a professional fan. So, which... I don't know how you do that. We're going to find out. So we're going to get into that. So if you're a freak, you're going to love that. Don't be fooled into thinking you can make a living doing it, though. Also tonight, our musical guest, Stephen Sylvester. Yes. Presented by Callahan's. All the music on the program presented by Callahan's. So glad to have Callahan's in Mobile, Alabama. Also tonight, the Lagniappe Mystery Box. The controversial new feature of the show, the Lagniappe Mystery Box. Now, Johnny Gwynn of Deep Fried Studios is going to explain the Mystery Box now has dadgum rules to it. We'll get to those a little bit later. First, thank you to those that have been supporting the show. Thank you for your donations. And congratulations when you support the show financially. That pays for all the equipment and Dan the sound man. And it helps us keep going. Congratulations to the associate executive producers of the program, Matt Waltman, Ashley Dennis, Shannon Brown, Wendy Again, Dan Thompson, Mophobius, Robert Wager, Shelby Mitchell, Phil DeBalzac, Ron Reams, Get Well Ron, Rick Henry, Seymour Buttocks, Prince Albert, Inacan, Philip Skiba, Dalton Lister, Suzanne Zimmer, Percy Master P. Manders, Jay Akins, Matt Bighead Green. Yeah. By the way, Matt Green still writing checks.
Where's the check today?
Thank you, Matt. Executive producers, Rob Second Rate, Ben Affleck, Colbert. Yep. Louise John Lartigue Jr., LD the Mad Trucker, Bridget Jerkins. Bridget Jerkins of Royal Street Barbers. Get your hair cut at Royal Street Barbers. Doug Faust, thank you, Mr. Tugboat. Henry P. Jr., Leah Brown, Dorothy Doc Clayton, Cheryl Gwynn. Yeah. Thank you, Cheryl. Bama Big Man and Mrs. Bama Big Man. Kathy Boyette, Wendy Lynn Norris, G.I. Jane, Jeffrey Wimmer of Mississippi, Aunt Karen Simmons. So surprised not to see Aunt Karen on the ballot. And we thank you very, very much for those donations. That will keep the show going. You can go to PayPal, look for Deep Fried Live on PayPal to donate. Look on Venmo.com for Deep Fried Live. All your donations keep the program going. Now, before we get to Scotty White of ScottyWhite.com, this thingy, you take your smartphone camera and you scan this thingamabob, which I've never done that. I would never scan something like this, but you can do it as a younger person, and you could donate to us. We can siphon money directly from you. So please do that. We would like to do that. Now, the Lagniappe Mystery Box. The controversial new feature of the program, this scheme hatched between Johnny Gwynn and Rob Holbert of Lagniappe. We now have some rules. You're supposed to, at home, guess what's in the mystery box. Now, Johnny Gwynn, please explain. There's now rules. Johnny Gwynn, before we bring out Scotty White, the rules, the object hidden inside the mystery box is something we will talk about on tonight's show.
Look. I tried to do this because I was trying to find out about telepathy and ESP, but obviously...
Which isn't real.
I've gotten hate mail on the mystery box.
Thank you. Thank you.
And they said it's too hard. Well, okay, so there's rules now. So there is an object in it, and it's an object is something that we will mention in this show. I promise you, and it will be many times. Wait, hold on, it will relate to something mentioned in this show.
And by the way, it must be really obvious because they haven't told me what's in it.
He has no idea what it is.
So, well, it's going to be easy, I guess.
Fortune tellers, remote viewers, lanyap staff, and necromancers can't win it. Can't win it. That's the only rule I really have. Next thing, please.
Okay, I forgot.
Okay, so here's how you play. So you need to center yourself at home. Okay, feel me penetrating your brain.
Hey.
With my thoughts. Look, don't go there.
I didn't go anywhere. You're the one penetrating.
So I will be thinking of the object because I'm the only one that knows what is in there. And then you think about it, you choose wisely, and then you email your prediction to deepfriedstudios@gmail.com. You can put it in the comment section, but it's way too hard for me to find in the comment section. It's very difficult for me to do that.
Right, so we will not accept entries in the comment section. You've got to email the entry to Johnny Gwynn, and if somebody guesses it correctly, what do they win?
Nobody's going to guess it correctly. But
if we're going to talk about it on the show.
Look, we've gone 3 shows of this. My experiment has been terrible. It doesn't make any sense. No one there. You're right. There's no telepathy, but there. BAMA Big Man, the only one that's been close. All right. So look, if you win, the closest thing, and I will choose if there's. Well, we'll see it. If it's a couple things that are very close, I will choose a name out of a hat.
Okay, all right.
And weekly, you get a 1-year digital subscription to the Lanyap.
Which is good. That's very good.
You will definitely have the respect and awe of the Container Boys. Yes. And you'll probably get pure apathy from Uncle Henry.
Yeah, or worse.
So, we have now got rules to the mystery box. I'm telling you, the object will be spoken and talked about on the show many times. That's all I will say. Okay? I'm done.
All right. Thank you, Johnny Gwynn of deepfriedstudios.com. Now, before we bring on Scotty White of scottywhite.com to talk to the unemployed freaks, we've had an election. I don't want to get into the politics of it and what's going on, but obviously we need to figure some things out. We need to come up with some better ways to handle the selection of our leaders in the country. And so I've come up with what I think is a better new system of American voting and elections in the United States of America. If we were to follow my advice, we'd have a better life in the United States of America. My suggestions begin with raise the voting age to 21. And the reason is, if we can't trust you with a beer, come on, what are we going to why would we let you vote for president or senator if we can't even trust you with a beer? People under my system under the age of 30 would get half a vote. Now, the reason your vote would count half, and that's because you have a lack of life experience. Now, you could get a full vote under the age of 30 if you become a first responder or serve in our nation's armed forces. But only when you get to age 30, then you have the life experience to cast a vote and get a full vote. Now, people between the ages of 30 and 70 get the full 1 vote. Then people age 70 and older get a vote and a half. We've lived long. We know better. We know better than you young people under the age of 30. We should get a vote and a half. Now, debates would be replaced by mandatory civics quizzes, which would be conducted by game show hosts. How many times have you wondered, does this dude know the Constitution? Let's find out. Also, if you run for any public office in the country under my system, you would have to read the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution out loud in front of a crowd in a public forum, and then you would have to answer questions about it afterwards. We want to know. Do you really know? Also, we would allow voters to see the condition of the candidates' bathrooms, kitchens, and cars. And the reason is that if you live like a pig, you cannot rule over us. We do not want you to rule over us if you're a pig-like person. If election results are contested over 21 days, we would have American Idol-style voting, moderated by Ryan Seacrest, or a Ryan Seacrest equivalent. Or we would have beer pong. Or we would have break dance battle. Or we would have Thunderdome. Thunderdome, a lot of us that spent time way out in the Sims, Fairview, Wilmer area, we've already been through Thunderdome. We know what that's like. So that system, I think, would cure a lot of our ills. Absolutely. All right, now we're moving on. I've got to keep things going because of Johnny Gwynn saying last week's show was too long. So now please welcome to the Uncle Henry Internet Show a personal friend of mine, a podcaster, content creator, an affable person. Johnny described him as squeezable. Please welcome to the Uncle Henry Internet Show, Scotty White.
Yeah.
Scotty White.
Yes, I'm here. Hello, everyone.
Scotty White of Scotty White.
I'm squeezable.
He is squeezable. Now, I don't know that for a fact, but I've heard that he is. Scotty White, thank you for being here on the program.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Now, Scotty White, you create a lot of podcasts and content. This is you with one of your creations.
Oh, yeah, that's me and Sal.
And you've got your Mopcast network where you celebrate fandom. Explain your network.
So what we do, everyone's a fan of something, and so we celebrate fandoms of all kinds: Star Wars, Star Trek, Game of Thrones, just whatever, horror films and cult movies, all the fun stuff in life that are just a little bit on the edges of what people expect as normal.
Okay, and this is people can find this at scottywhite.com.
ScottyWhite.com or the Mopcast Network on your favorite podcast app.
And it's lots of podcasts on these topics.
That's exactly right.
All right, now, for example, this is Scotty White and his good friend, Stephanie Stockwell Ward.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Who's in the audience tonight with us?
Now explain, there are some viewers that are already wanting to flee the program because of this photo. Can you explain what you're dressed as?
Well, there's a show on Netflix called Stranger Things, and it stars a little girl with magical powers who I decided to dress up for one of our game shows. So I'm 11, and she likes waffles, so I made Stephanie dress up like my
Fantastic.
waffle.
Now, of course, the question that my viewers would want to know is, why weren't you the waffle?
Because I live by the old adage of a large fella in a dress, always funny.
Killer, yes.
That's very British.
And it's very funny.
All right, now, I think this is about a new podcast you have coming up.
Yes, so CBS All Access is fixing to do a new version of Stephen King's The Stand. I'm a big fan of the book and the miniseries that came in 1994. And so I'm doing a new podcast, an episode-by-episode kind of recap called Boulder Free Zone Radio. My co-host is Dr. Ann Guzzi. She is a English professor at South Alabama, so we've got some class on the show. So I'm excited to have it. You're
going to do a podcast about a Stephen King miniseries with a professor.
Yes.
Genius.
Yes, and she's a professor of horror. So it's gonna be
what now? A professor of what?
Well, she's an English professor, but she teaches a class on horror at South.
People, I guess I should admire that somebody's getting paid to do that. Can you believe that?
You can make it a career.
Can you believe that? There's somebody out there that digs ditches that is mad right now.
We need ditch diggers. That's an important job.
We do, more than horror classes. Now, so when will this debut?
This should debut the last week of November, so right after Thanksgiving.
All right, now, what are we looking at now?
So this is my new big project for next year called Chronicles of Limbo, which is my comic book, The Valeris Rangers. This is an RPG podcast, so think of it as like an improv radio show with dice.
Wow.
I don't know how to think about that. I mean, I'm serious. I can't.
It's like, Abbott and Costello, except, they make dice rolls to decide who's on first.
I still don't get that, but people will go to scottywhite.com. Johnny Gwynn, you need to grab something behind me. All right, thank you for that.
Therapist set.
And this is part of that?
No, this is actually from my comic book, Chronicles of Limbo. That's Josephine and one of the bad guys.
All right, so Scotty White has made his own comic book.
By the artwork of John Walker, who's a Mobile native who's living in Huntsville. He's wonderful.
All right, where do people find your comic book?
Everything's on ScottyWhite.com. The Chronicles of Limbo actually is on Webtoons, and so you can read it for free if you'd want.
Cool.
Now, so if now that you at home are thinking, what a bizarre pursuit. This is an adult. He's over the age of 40.
Sorty.
It's an adult over the age of 40 writing comic books. Now, the thing is, though, if somebody somewhere with a lot of money wanted to buy it, you could get really rich. If they wanted to buy, if they thought I could make a movie out of this, you could get wealthy.
Netflix, if you're watching, and I know you are because it's a very popular show, this would be a great cartoon for Netflix. Amazon Prime, well, we won't turn you down either.
All right, or China, the country that may be taking us over sometimes. China
I will take Chinese money. I will not.
All right, now you've got another podcast you've invited me to be on, and I've been on an episode of this, the Cult Movie Cantina podcast. Explain it.
So there's a lot of cult films out there, and we like to celebrate those kind of things, celebrating fandom. And so I have my co-host Stephanie and my other co-host Justina, and so I bring up a movie. Stephanie brings an alcoholic beverage recipe for it, so the next time you watch it, you have a cocktail or a beer or something that pairs with it. And then we have Justina, who I think she was raised Amish, so she's never seen movies. And so this is the first time she's seen a lot of these things. And so one of my favorite hobbies is like putting her in the middle of a series. Like, we're going to watch the 8th Star Trek instead of the first one and let her suffer. That's kind of fun.
So the podcast, I really enjoyed being on the Cult Movie Cantina podcast because Scotty White picked Star Trek II, Wrath of Khan.
Great film.
One of the great films of all time, not just in science fiction, but of all time. And I enjoyed talking about it on your podcast.
Oh, I had a blast having you here. And, I know We Share is one of our favorite films. And so it was really cool and I brought up some insight. And, we always add trivia and all kinds of fun stuff to it. So.
All right, so if you're into movies, again, for the unemployed, this would be a wonderful podcast at scottywhite.com, the Cult Movie Cantina podcast.
If you're employed and have a commute, you could also listen to us.
Perfect.
We're not just for the unemployed.
Now,
we're not against the unemployed.
What are some of the movies that you've done on this podcast?
Oh, we've done things like Tank Girl and Halloween and Night of the Living Dead, and we've done 2 Star Treks. We've done all kinds of things, just all kinds of stuff. We did the new version of Cats. Stephanie and I saw that actually in the theater.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we saw that immediately.
That already became a cult movie?
We're immediately going to have to talk about this film. There's so much I had to unpack, so we decided to do it as a content for the show.
Now, Scotty, the reason I'm lingering over this is Scotty says that in the future, he's going to invite me back so that we can do one of my favorite movies, Smokey and the Bandit.
Yes.
Yes. So we'd love to have you on this month if you can work it out. November is very important to us. We do Movember, for men's health, and we try to raise money for that and stuff. And so we picked a couple of movies that are good guy movies. So we're going to do Roadhouse on the 20th at Poindexter's Live. We're going to do that live, and then we're going to have you over to do Smokey and the Bandit with us.
All right, I would love any excuse to watch Smokey and the Bandit again.
Great movie.
Looking forward to it, and we'll bring up Smokey and the Bandit again later in the program because it does relate to the topic of Star Wars.
Is it in the mystery box?
Now, don't go to the mystery box again. We'll have to play the sound effect.
Mystery box.
Contractually, we have to do that.
All right, now this is...
Oh, I remember that. Look at that. Look at that.
Is that you?
That's me and my brother Patrick.
All right, now is he also nerdish?
No.
What does he do?
Normal things. He has a normal job. He helps the homeless. He's a pretty good guy.
Okay. All right. Well, that was young Scotty White. Now, you're a fan of Star Wars and all these other ridiculous things that you've mentioned. And there are things that I wish that you were a fan of because you celebrate fandom.
All right.
And I wish you would celebrate things that that I'm a fan
All
of.
right, I'm excited to see what you're a fan of.
I wish you were a fan of Bonanza.
Oh, Bonanza's
Yes.
great.
Yes.
I wish you were a fan of Reaganomics. I wish you were a fan of sensible orthotic shoes.
In the future, perhaps.
I wish you were a fan of Hee Haw.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love some Hee Haw. Come on. Who don't love Hee Haw?
Well, have you podcasted about Hee Haw?
We probably mentioned it in a show or two.
I wish you were a fan of the Pine Brook Shopping Center Deer.
I think we're going to have them on as a guest.
I wish you were a fan of any music other than Pearl Jam.
That's a hard ask.
How many times have you been to a Pearl Jam concert?
10, 11 maybe?
Scotty, all
Pretty
that
good,
money.
Yeah.
You could have given that to the homeless.
I could have. But I needed to see Eddie Vedder, so I had to make hard decisions in my life.
John Wayne movies.
Oh, The Searchers is amazing.
I wish you were a fan of fried chicken tenders.
Where's your favorite fried chicken tender place?
I like most of them. Fusakli's is, edges
Shout
out
out to
Zaxby's a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah, Fish Ansley.
Kite flying.
I like kite
I
flying.
wish you were a fan of flying kites. I wish you, the home viewer, were a kite flying fan.
So are you like just a normal kite flyer, or do you like combat kite fighting?
I don't know. I want the old fashioned. Let's fly a kite. Let's not have the kites do battle.
So are you traditional diamond, or you like box kites?
I'm not into the box kites. I don't understand the physics. I wish you were a fan of fireworks and other explosions.
I am.
I wish you were a fan of international exotic condiments.
Like sriracha?
Any kind of sauce. I mean, any kind of sauce. You know, it would be fun to have a podcast about new sauces that we don't know about. All of these
When I
things.
do that show, you're totally going to be my guest for that.
The Waltons,
John
of
Boy,
course.
come on. You have to love John Boy.
Beverly Hillbillies.
Yes. I know my gazintas.
Charlton Heston Bible epics.
Yes.
Disparaging the young.
I don't want to disparage the young. They're fans.
They are better off when the elderly constructively criticize them. And Paul Bear Bryant.
Roll Tide roll.
Now, coming up here, we're going to look at some of the famous people that Scotty White has met. Now, how many conventions do you think you've been to?
It's too many to count.
Too many to count. And you meet all these celebrities at the conventions. Who are we looking at now that you met?
This is Curtis Armstrong.
Yes.
He is most famously known as Booger from Revenge of the Nerds.
There we go. Yeah.
And I like him. He's Ack in a movie I love called One Crazy Summer. And so that's the poster I got signed.
I'm proud to say I've never seen whatever that movie was, the nerd movie.
Revenge of the Nerds?
I've never seen it. Never will. Now, this is a guy from Saturday Night Live.
Bobby Moynihan, yes.
Now, what was he like? Was he kind?
Oh, he was wonderful. The shirt I'm wearing is the Kylo Ren Undercover Boss SNL skit he wrote, and he was all about my shirt. So that's why I ended up getting that picture with it. So.
Now, we are going to see a lot of pictures of you doing this that you're doing.
So I have two trademarks. I have the Scotty White smile. Camera one, camera two, and then I'll do the, it's really big.
All right, so he's not being tased or anything. No. This is just, he's just happy. He's expressing affability through
Exactly.
the camera. And you'll notice Scotty White, strangely photogenic.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So there you are with the Saturday Night Live guy. Mm-hmm. Who is this lady?
This is Dana DeLorenzo. She was from Ash and the Evil Dead. This was from Pensacon 2 years ago, and I just started moderating for them, and she was the very first panel I got to moderate. So she took a picture with me.
All right. Now, who is this guy?
That's David Warner, who is a very famous British actor who's been as Sark here on Tron over here. I like that picture, Johnny. Way to go on that one. I like him because he's from Star Trek and Titanic and a bunch of other, Time After Time.
What did he play on Star Trek?
He's a couple of people. He's Gold Madred on Star Trek Next Generation, and he is
Space Nine. It's a Kardashian, Deep Space Nine.
TNG because he's torturing Picard.
Oh, right. Yeah, 4 lights, 5 lights.
Yeah, 4 lights, 5 lights. There are 4 lights.
It took 24 minutes to get into a nerd argument.
Johnny knows what good TV is what it
Hey, oh,
is.
you have the shirt on too.
Yeah.
There are 4 lights.
Yeah.
All right, now I recognize this guy from the TV show Scrubs.
Right. Yeah, that's Turk from Scrubs. Donald Faison.
Donald Faison. And who are these people?
Jane Balder and Mark Singer from V.
Yes.
The 1984 series. I love V. I grew up on V. V is one of my favorite shows. And so.
All right, now we do have an indictment of V. V, not good. Don't look it up. Don't watch it.
Not true.
Look at that.
Look at Oh, I like this one better. The other twin, the really bad puppet. I love it. I love it so much. It's Elizabeth, and they didn't name the dead one. So.
Now this, this makes Baby Yoda look good. How can I mean if you're watching TV as an adult male and this comes up, that's when you need to stop watching. You don't want to watch that.
I was 6 years old when I came in. It scared me like nothing. I'm so frightened of that.
All right. Now, Weird Al Yankovic. Now, we need to talk a little bit about this. You are obsessed with him.
I do like some Weird Al.
How did that happen?
My aunt in '87 gave me a copy of the Even Worse album, and that just ruined me. And so I listened to that till I broke it. And then CDs came out, and so I just love it. And so I'm now, I have a good job, and I'm able to afford nice things. So I bought VIP passes so I could meet him for the last couple concerts he's been in.
How many times have you seen Weird Al?
4 in a row. Like for the last 4 years, I've seen him once.
Would he recognize you now?
No.
Well,
I mean, there's a level of celebrity, and there's way me.
well, no, what I mean, you've seen him with the VIP ticket. I mean, how many?
There was a lot of VIP tickets. You make that extra cash that way.
All right. By the way, you mentioned your job. Can we talk about what you do for a living?
Sure. I'm a video producer for Wind Creek Hospitality.
All right. So you do video production. So, folks, you need to understand he does have a real job.
I do.
He does have a real job.
It affords this fun stuff.
All right. Now, this is you with a lady from Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
That's Terry Farrell from DS9. Played Dax, the lady with spots.
Yes.
Now, what was she like?
Wonderful. Absolutely lovely. So.
Have you met any of these celebrities that have not been lovely?
Yes.
Name them.
We want to know.
Name them now.
We want to know. Don't make Johnny use ESP.
I doubt he would want to be in any one of my projects. So, I have met Michael Dorn, who played Worf. Worf. And he was very just sullen and sour. He was just like
His character.
No, even worse. And just not love. And so celebrities have a bad day. Don't get me wrong. And so it's just I thought, hey, maybe he's just having a bad day. And then the next year, Stephanie and I went to DragonCon to meet him again. Same thing. Just like he does not want to be there. He just wants your money. The signature was not great. So I've had 2 really negative experiences with him.
That's too bad because I love him.
Oh, he's great.
I love when I do watch Star Trek because Star Trek, outer space, what do we do? The human beings go into outer space and what do? We find ways to get in fist fights. To me, that's realistic. Mankind, human nature remains the same from generation to generation, era to era. If mankind does end up living in space, we are going to beat each other up. We are on the moon, all over the place.
We do like a punch.
So I love the Klingons. It's too bad to know that the Klingon guy's mean. There she is with him.
Yeah,
With him.
They got married on the show.
So she was nice, and her husband was mean.
Well,
Now, this is with another Star Trek guy?
that's me and Robert Picardo from Star Trek Voyager and Total Recall.
How was he?
Oh, lovely. Absolutely wonderful. He's a great guy. It was a quick picture, and we talked a little bit afterwards in the convention, though, and we talked about merchandising and how weird it is to have a toy. It's like, it's like playing with yourself, but not really.
All right. Smokey Robinson.
Yes, I have met Smokey.
This is the best celebrity you've met.
Thank you.
How did you meet Smokey Robinson?
One of the perks of working Wind Creek, when they do concerts, I usually take the concert photography and the meet and greet photos. And 9 times out of 10, I don't get a photo with celebrity. I never ask. And then his manager was asking if I wanted a picture. And I'm always like, no, I don't need a picture. And he just leaned down the hall and went, hey, Smokey, get back here and take a picture with the photographer. And so he came in and take a picture with me.
How long ago was that?
2016.
Okay, can I ask a question?
Yes.
your Chronicles of Limbo is as a vampire in it, correct?
Yeah, half vampire, yeah.
So you know about vampires.
I do.
That man's 150 years old. Is he not a vampire?
He could be.
I mean, but look how young he looks.
Oh,
He
that's
is
great.
really old. He is very young.
Oh, yeah.
2016, so it's been a few years, but how was he singing-wise?
Oh, amazing. I watched the first 4 songs from the pit, so I was real close to him, and so there's a chance where you can hear people sing through the microphone, but you can actually hear them sing when you're that close, and he was amazing.
All right, home viewer, this is important to note. I'm so glad to see Smokey Robinson to make the point that in 1960s music, the music of Motown far superior to the British invasion. Just one. It is.
I will agree.
Far superior.
I will agree.
Far superior. I can take the output of Smokey Robinson and club Paul McCartney into submission. Club him into submission. Tears of a Clown. Tears of a Clown versus Yesterday. Come on. You don't hang your hat on Yesterday. All right, now coming up, Stephen Sylvester will entertain us.
All right.
Don't forget, coming up, he will entertain us. Presented by Callahan's. We are about to open up the phones, so get prepared. We are activating the phone lines.
Ooh.
So the phone lines are activating. They're not, so get ready with your questions or comments about any of the things we've discussed on tonight's program. Get ready for these phone calls. Now, Scotty White, you've recently been on somebody else's podcast.
Oh, yeah. With Cheers to Business podcast 2 weeks ago. Had a wonderful time.
How did that go?
Great. I mean, I got to talk about the business side of what we do, just not the fandom, but just the podcasting and in comics and conventions, and how we're doing conventions during COVID, and so.
Now, was Aunt Karen Simmons? Do you think she was only pretending to be interested, or was she really interested?
I think she found me charming, so I will say that she was really interested.
Okay, good. Good podcast, by the way. DeepFriedStudios.com is where you can find it. All right, now.
If only it was that. Look at that.
Brent Amaker, I believe, created this.
I love you, Brent. Thank you so much for that, Brent.
Now do you work in Atmore?
I do.
Do you live there, or you just work there?
I just work there.
So that's why instead of the Mandalorian, the annoying new Star Wars show, Brent made you the Atmorian.
Yes. I like Wind Creek in the back there, so it's good.
It is wonderful, isn't it? Now,
Hey!
would you say that this is you in Orlando?
This is it.
How was it? That's the new Star Warsville, or
Yes.
whatever they call it?
Yeah, Galaxy's Edge is what they call it. It's Star Wars land. Yes. This was a week before everything shut down, too. This is right before it, all changed.
What was it like? A lot of people still haven't gone to Star Wars land. How was it?
So it's really immersive. It almost feels as close as you can be on another planet. They've got staff members, cast members who are in character with the whole time. There's stormtroopers doing patrols and all the fun stuff. So, while it is a theme park, there's some moments where you kind of feel, hey, it's kind of cool. There's a real cantina where you can have real adult beverages, but it's very much like a Star Wars cantina, and it's treated such. And so that was really fun, especially when you're by yourself. There was a long line. They asked me how many. I went 1, and they pushed me to the front.
Very nice. So the cast members, they walk around in character.
They do, yeah.
So if somebody's dressed as a stormtrooper, they're supposed to act like one.
Right.
What do you think that pays?
More than minimum wage, probably.
I mean, think about that. What a weird job.
Like $13 an hour.
That is just a weird job. And if you're dressed like a stormtrooper in Orlando in July.
Oh, yeah, right?
The frozen head of Walt Disney makes you live in his town.
All right, now, that brings us to Star Wars. Now,
Jedi Master Uncle Henry.
would you say that that's your number one focal point for fandom is Star Wars?
It's up there. I don't know if it's my number one, but it's real close.
Well, you've gone to the Star Wars land.
How could you not go to the Star Wars land?
Well, I haven't been. You've gone to the Star Wars land. You've watched all the movies. You've got the T-shirt of the baby Yoda.
I do. Yes, yeah, I have the adorable baby Yoda.
I've never liked it as much as Star Trek, of course, because Star Trek, as I've explained, human beings getting into fistfights with lizard men, and Star Wars.
There's a lot of that too.
Star Wars is pretty ridiculous. Well, it is. I mean, you know, all that garbage. I've come up with some ideas. I've got some things that I think would improve Star Wars and draw more people, more elderly like me, into Star Wars fandom. I'd like to run these by you, Scotty White.
Please do.
The ways to improve Star Wars and make it even better. Number one, no Muppets. No Muppets like Yoda or Baby Yoda allowed in my version of Star Wars.
So what would you have?
Well, you wouldn't have Yoda. You know, that's when, you know, the first movie was okay, but then the second movie they came out with, they have this Yoda puppet voiced by the same guy that does Miss Piggy.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, the great director.
As an adult male, how am I supposed to enjoy that? You feel like a fool watching a puppet that sounds like Miss Piggy riding around in outer space.
He's mostly in a swamp.
Come on, and I know Bama Big Man's tracking with me on this.
Come on,
100%.
Bama Big Man.
Also, there's that dadgum Baby Yoda.
The child.
Everybody tells me, oh, Uncle Henry, you need to watch the new Mandalorian Star Wars show. It's like a Western.
Well,
and so then you look at it, and instead of it being like a Western, there's a baby Muppet in it.
Well, speaking of which, I wanted to give you this as a gift.
Oh, don't give me that.
To go along on your nice table here with your Spam Vienna sausage and your... There you go. There's a Baby Yoda. That's from our friends at One Foot in the Grave.
Now, our friends at One Foot in the Grave, what is that?
One Foot in the Grave Pop Shop. They do 3D printing and all kinds of art and stuff.
Where is that?
They're actually across my office at Gamers and Geeks. They're
they're out in West Mobile.
Yeah, West Mobile with me. And so
fantastic.
Made and painted you a Baby Yoda.
All right, for those, you know, I appreciate your effort, but isn't there better stuff to make with your 3D printer? What about like a tank? You know, like a war movie? Like a tank.
How about that?
That would be cool.
Good Lord. All right. Another way to improve Star Wars, every scene must include a fight with the light sticks. That's the only part that's really fun is when they're going at each other with those light sticks.
I do not disagree.
Klingons, bring them in. Bring them in.
Yes.
They can afford it. Disney owns almost everything, especially with Chinese money. Go ahead and just go to Paramount and buy the Klingons. Bring them on in.
Actually, Klingon in Chinese is actually cha-ching, so.
Replace the Force with the Holy Spirit.
But isn't it what it already is?
I mean, it's one of the offensive things in Star Wars is they get into trouble. Instead of praying to the Lord for help, may the Force be with you, with the Force. Let's bring some Lord into it. Play the Darth Vader music all the time. I like that. That'd be good. Require Star Wars writers to take drug tests. That'd be good. More wars, less Star. Collect personal data on all the Star Wars fans so we can compile a national nerd database. Change all the British accents to American accents, especially the robots' accents. You know, I live in the deep South, and every time I watch Star Wars, they sound like they're all British royalty.
Well, the bad guys are mostly British because, you know, we fought them in the Revolutionary War, so it's comforting to Americans to hear British accents as bad guys.
It doesn't comfort me at all, especially with those robots running around.
Do you want them to be Yankee accents?
Look, just bring me some American accents on the Star Wars. Also, shorter movies, please, and always end with a big explosion. And they've done that with at least a couple of the movies. The ones I liked, in fact, blew things up in the end. All right, the phone lines are opened up for your questions for Scotty White of scottywhite.com. What was that?
I was waving to the camera.
Oh, okay. All right, now the phone segment is brought to you by the Container Yard.
Yay!
That's where we're doing the show. Container Yard, downtown office space and co-working, starting at $3.99 a day.
That's a steal.
Where creativity and commerce meets. You've been to this space now numerous times. What do you think of the Container Yard?
Oh, I love it. It's wonderful. It's
Thank you.
huge. It's a great place to create. No, it's great, and you're with creative people. So it's absolutely fantastic. Especially since they've grown to this new spot. I love it.
Yes, containeryardworks.com is the website. Look into it because it is a magnificent place. Again, the phone number, there it is. Do we have any calls on tonight's show? And remember, as we go forward, if you want to find out more about him, scottywhite.com is the website. Let's go to the phones. Hello, caller.
Yes, Scotty?
Yes.
I was wondering what your opinion was on the worst movie ever filmed in Mobile. Now, I know the answer. I just wanted to see what your opinion was.
So it's a terrible movie, but I love it. It's a movie that was made in 1990 called Soul Taker.
Oh, we had Shark.
That's the best one.
I love Soul
That's the
Taker.
best one.
John Ed Thompson has a little scene in it. It's great.
Now, that's the movie that Shark was in?
Yeah. Was it?
Yeah. It's the worst movie ever made.
It's up there.
Yeah. It was so bad they put it on Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah, they did put it in Mystery Science Theater.
Sir, do you have any other questions for Scotty White?
No, I
All right,
think
then
you
hang up on
nailed
that
one.
guy. Now, did you arrange that call?
No, but I like it.
Hey, Shark tends to come up in our life a lot, by the way. It's another Shark reference. We had a guest a couple weeks ago.
Yes,
Shark.
our David Shark Freilich, one of our guests here on the program, a stuntman, martial artist, and actor.
Yep.
He was one of them. He was a riveting guest, and maybe one day we'll have him back if we can find the right combination of calming drugs. Now, do we have any other calls? Hello, caller.
Hey, Uncle Henry, roll tide.
Roll Tide.
And a merry roll tide to you.
I can't wait to beat the brakes off LSU next weekend. Scotty, I love your movie knowledge. It's incredible.
Thank you.
I don't even remember what I had breakfast yesterday, but you know it all. I just want to thank y'all and Stephanie Ward, who I think is probably in the audience there.
She is.
Yeah.
The Movember campaign. Men's health is so important. Prostate cancer is a big problem. Men's emotional issues, they're very serious. And I just want to thank y'all and for everything you're doing for men's health. And also shout out to the Container Yard. Great place.
Thank you.
Very good.
Very good.
Have a good night.
All right, goodbye.
Thank you.
That was too cordial.
That was, we're unfamiliar with callers. We've not had a real legitimate caller other than Norman on the program. Stephanie's in the audience. Should she sit on the couch? Oh, Johnny? Is that okay? Johnny, is that okay?
It's Dan the sound man.
No, we don't. No, Dan, we don't have to mic her. Stephanie, you want to come up here?
Come on up, Steph.
You have to sit really close to him.
Dan, I apologize for a last minute.
It's my partner in crime.
All right. Well, she was referenced, and it's weird when somebody's in the audience and they keep getting referenced and you can't show them. So there she is. So far, how's this going?
It's great. I absolutely love it.
What have I not asked him that I should?
I don't want to.
How is he going to make me famous? That's what I want. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm working on it.
No, I don't know. Scotty has a lot going on, and it just blows my mind how he can keep everything together. He has several podcasts, as you mentioned. He's got his comic book. He's working on a gaming system, a whole gaming system, which there's a lot to that. I'm lucky to be involved in about
All of it.
all of it. All of it. So, yeah.
All right. So there's nothing I should ask him.
I mean, you can ask him all kinds of stuff, but,
Okay. Well, think of something embarrassing to ask him about. We'll go through some calls, and you can come up with something,
Okay, let me
an
think.
embarrassing Scotty story. Hello. Do we have any calls? Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Hello? Every
All right,
week.
hang up
Every
on. All right,
week. There we
all right.
go.
So what?
I've got. You can ask him about the one time I made him sick for a week.
Ooh.
Yes. So one of the features of our podcast, the Cult Movie Cantina, is that we call her Our Lady of Libations, and she creates these drink recipes. And we did a movie called Return to Oz, and she basically made Oz Hunch Punch, which was everything in her liquor cabinet. I drank some of that, and I was not good for a week.
Well, there's a
Yeah, she was trying to kill me.
No, the movie was awful.
Yes.
Okay, so Scotty makes us watch movies that are literally painful to watch. I mean,
It's a hobby.
What's so bad is you have to pay attention to them because we're going to discuss it at the podcast. So I have to pay attention. And some of the movies we watch are just terrible. I mean, just terrible. It's like being forced to watch an Auburn game.
Oh, nice. Oh, good reference. That's why she's on the couch. Yeah, she's on the couch.
So this movie was one of the ones that was literally one of the worst movies I've ever seen, and I felt like I should punish Scotty.
Wow.
So I did.
I was punished.
I did.
So Bama Big Man wants the recipe because if it made him sick for a week, he might really like it.
There you go.
It's on ScottyWhite.com.
Yeah, it's on
All right.
Scotty White. All of our drink recipes are on ScottyWhite.com.
Do we have any other calls on tonight's show? All right, let's go back to the phones.
Hi.
Hello there.
Hi, tonight's show is awesome. Scotty White, you're awesome.
Yay!
Yay. Hey, Scotty, do you like Star Trek?
I do like Star Trek.
That's awesome.
That is
Hey,
awesome.
I love Star Trek, too. I'm a big fan. I like how they go to different planets. They go to Vulcan. They go to Romulus. They go to Uncle Henry's mother.
Hey, would you hang up on that guy? You freak! And what a long walk to get for
It's like a lovely stroll.
Good Lord. All right, do we have any other calls? All right, let's go back to the phones. Hello, caller.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello. Oh, okay. Oh, well, I have. This is more of a commentary than a phone call. This happens to be Stephanie Stark-Ward's husband.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Hang up. No, I'm just kidding.
No. Quick. So, first of all, Uncle Henry, I have to agree with you. Star Trek II is the greatest movie of all time.
Thank you.
And yes, and that being said, I think we need to ask Scotty, along the lines of what Stephanie was saying with these horrible movies that they have to review, he needs to explain himself. He likes some crazy movie called Prince of Darkness. I think he needs to explain that.
yes.
To people.
Worst movie ever.
Not true.
All right, I don't know the movie.
Explain yourself, Scotty White.
It's about a lava lamp, Uncle Henry.
It's
the devil.
It's a wonderful movie about the Catholic Church and science trying to prove that the son of Satan lives in a lava lamp and he's going to take over the world.
It's about the devil's
All
lava
right,
lamp.
let's not.
And
all
there's a
right.
baby birth in that one,
People-
too.
I need
Yes,
to
it
know
is.
why you torture my wife. That's what I need to know.
It's a
All right,
great movie.
You know, husband of Ward, thank you for your call. But this, you brought up some, I lost any elderly that were still watching, they have completely tuned out of this. All right, do we have any other calls? Hello, caller.
Okay, Henry, this is Freddie.
Hey, Freddie.
Ready?
Hey, Scotty. I'm calling in regards about the comment that you made about the person that voices Yoda and Miss Piggy.
Okay.
Frank Oz.
Now, I got a good friend with me, and if you don't mind, they have something that they'd like to say to you, Uncle Henry.
Okay.
Hello, my dear Uncle Henry. It appears to me that you don't like Miss Piggy. I'll have you know something, sir. You're the real pig.
What is this? Somebody's doing a Miss Piggy impression?
Is that a first for the show?
Yeah, unfortunately, yes.
Hey, did anybody thought that
All right,
Freddie
is
sounds like
that
old
it?
Greg from...
Is that it?
Oh, Greg.
All right, is that call over? All right, good. Good Lord. You know what? I kind of suspected that this was going to bring out an even weirder crowd, and no doubt it has. Do we have any other calls? Hello, caller.
Oh, yeah, I got one question, a serious question I'd like to ask you.
Okay.
There's a good man, American hero, being torn apart in the media, and I just wondered, I mean, you know, people are jealous because he's got a hot wife and he's rich, and I was just wondering, do you think he has a chance to win in Florida?
All right, hang up on this guy. Hang up on this guy. Come on. Look, we're trying to forget about the turmoil in the country by creating turmoil here. So please stop. Do we have any other calls? Hello, caller.
Good evening.
Norman, you've met Scotty White. We're doing good.
Yeah, we used to go review the movies and the TV shows and stuff. And I'll be glad whenever we start to do that stuff again.
Me too.
Well, Norman, do you have a question? Yes.
Yeah, I seen, you know, I don't follow a lot of the comics and cartoons like these other folks, but I've seen some of the stuff and some of the advertisements, you know, some of your fundraisers and this Mopcast. Now, that little girl, she got glowing eyes, and she like possessed of the devil or something, or why is her eyes red?
No, we call her our cosmically powered toddler.
Okay, well, I hadn't read it. I just saw the eyes, and normally when you get somebody glowing eyes and the cartoons, you know, it's the devil or some kind of possession or something that, you know, it's not natural or not good. And I just didn't know.
Or you get the flashlight right into someone's eyes, it glows. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, Norman, anything else?
Yeah, Miss Stephanie, I come by to see her at the coin store the other day.
Yeah.
And she wasn't up in there, and Angelo said they was gone to vote. So I happened to be by there, but I'll try to get by there, you know, some other time.
Oh, I hate it. I missed you.
Anyhow, so y'all have a good evening, and enjoy the show, and roll tide.
Roll tide.
Roll tide. Thank you, Norman.
Norman sounded a lot like Joe Biden right there. He was all over the place.
Well, Norman, I want to thank Norman for allowing me to catch my breath there. Just let me take a little time off there. Do we have any other calls? Hello, caller.
Good evening. How y'all doing?
We're good. How are you, sir?
I'm all right. I reckon I got an idea for a movie.
Lay it on me.
Return of the Blob.
Oh.
Starring Uncle Henry's mama.
Would you hang up on that guy? You freak! Shame on you!
I apologize for bringing all the freaks out tonight.
It's been pretty bad. Do we have a real call lined up?
Hello.
Hello.
I have an idea also for a show, but I think it should be Henry's mother eats Mars.
Would you hang up on this person?
Like Mars candy bars? Or
Well, don't help them.
Hey, I like that there's women and men making fun of your mother.
Oh, you do. You like, let's have diversity in the attacks.
Diversity is good.
I mean, now I know what to do next time I call in.
No, you don't need to. You don't need to do that. All right, do we have it? We're getting close to the conclusion of our Scotty White segment. Do we have any other calls?
Yeah, I've got a question for Uncle Henry. What is your favorite flavor of Spam?
Traditional.
Traditional, so not Hawaiian or spicy.
No, I like the traditional.
Okay.
I like
Scotty,
garlic.
What is your favorite? No, Scotty, I don't care about your Spam. What's your favorite D&D adventure story?
The vampire one with Strahd.
What did you ask?
Sorry, his favorite adventure in D&D. Something he's
hang up
personally
on that.
experienced. What's your favorite?
Hang up on that. Hang up on that.
This is getting interesting.
I mean,
That is also my favorite.
Besties, right?
Ravenloft.
We all remember that people died from Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah. Back in the 1980s, teenagers went missing in the sewers.
I got one for
That
you.
would be Tom Hanks.
Monsters and Mazes.
That was
Monsters.
a movie.
Terrible movie.
And a book.
Fantastic, though.
And a book.
All right, do we have any other calls?
Pre-splash.
Hello, caller.
We should do that movie.
It's on the list.
Hey, Uncle Henry, this is Phil the Balzac.
Phil, thank you for calling, Phil.
Oh, shit, producer.
Yes. One of your callers earlier called in to talk about the prostate. I happen to know something about the prostate, which is that if you don't use it, you lose it.
All right, Phil, come on, Phil.
Use that prostate.
Come on. Hey, hang up on him. Hang up on him. Just because you contribute to the show doesn't mean you can bring out different organs or glands or anything like that.
That was a medical term, though.
I don't care if it was a medical term. There's certain parts of the body we don't want to talk about. Do we have any other calls? All right, hello, caller. Hello? Hang up on that guy. Hang up on him. All right, do we have any real calls? All right, let's go back to the phones. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hello.
This is Nita Jeffers.
Nita
Oh, this is Scotty White's mama.
Yes, it is my mama.
That's mama.
I just want to let you know I'm enjoying the show.
Well, thank you, Nita Jeffers. How are things in Baymonette, Alabama?
They're going great. We love Baymonette.
I love Baymonette too. One day I'll get back there eventually.
Okay, well, y'all have a good night. Enjoying the show.
That's
Talk to
it?
y'all later.
All right, well, goodbye.
I don't know anything else to say. Bye.
All right, well, thank you.
Mom's
Nita,
in and out. She's just listening.
Mamas always have short calls.
Right.
She gave me, a couple of years ago, Nita Jeffers, Scotty White's mom, gave me a Baymonette ball cap for being nice to her son. She wants him to get friends.
I have two.
And so when I go for walks in the streets of the city of Mobile, I wear the Baymonette cap, and I found that people cut me slack. They do, because they'll go, oh, he's from Baymonette. It's okay, it's okay. Do we have any other calls? Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
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 Hello, you're on with Scotty White.
I would love to talk to you.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear us, lady?
Hola.
Hello.
Oh, no.
All right, we have Dan, have you not figured out?
She
All right.
spoke last week.
All right, I guess we're going to, ma'am, can you hear us?
Hello.
Yeah.
I hate to hang up on
I
this
know.
lady.
Yeah. It's one of our elderly viewers.
All right, we're getting close to the top of the hour. We're going to have to move on.
I always wonder who gets her to her Facebook page to see the show. Just all I'm saying.
Probably a good niece.
All right, well, look. All right, we're going to have to hang up. I'm so sorry, lady. I'm so sorry. Do we have any other calls?
Okay. It's stuck.
Do we have any calls?
It's stuck.
We have more calls? All right, back to the phones. Hello.
Hey, Uncle Henry, this is Bill. This is Bill.
Who?
Bill.
Bill.
Hi,
Hey,
Bill.
I have a question for Scotty.
Okay,
Yes.
please.
Hey, Scotty, what's bigger, your nerd trivia or Uncle Henry's fat mama?
Well, come on now.
My nerd trivia.
You know, if you're going to attack my mother, I would expect a little higher T level than that. I don't condone attacks on my mother, but that was the most flaccid attack. That was like, all right.
Here we go.
We're getting close to the top of the hour. Do we have any other calls? All right, hello, caller.
Uncle Henry,
Yes.
do you boys like popsicles? I
Do-
got some at my cellar.
What? Do we like
You
pop?
boys like popsicles? I got some in my cellar.
I don't understand. Do you understand this?
No.
Is this?
But I
some-
like dreamsicles. But my big man likes some dreamsicles too.
All right, is there anything to your call?
Are they still there?
All right, hang
That
up
was
on
terrible.
whoever that was. I don't understand that. Do we have anybody else on the phones?
That's it. That was a whimper.
That's it.
That was a whimper.
How about that? To end on that note.
Well, before we go, I wanted to thank you for having me on the show, and I wanted to give you a gift.
Oh, here we go.
I get just some fun stuff. I also wanted to give you some Mandalorian armor Beskar, so when you can build your own suit.
All right, now you're applauding something that doesn't make sense. This is not real.
Yeah, it is.
It's just a plastic thingy.
And there's some comics and things in there for you, pens and things for you.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Scotty White. All right. The Lanyap Mystery Box. Before Scotty White and Stephanie leave the set,
I promise I'm not in it.
what is in the Lanyap Mystery Box? Scotty, Johnny, please take over.
I have to at least give you the mental image.
All right.
Ready?
All right, so
Yep.
Go ahead.
Oh.
Okay, sorry, I'll catch you down.
Sorry.
3, 2, 1.
It's a tree. Mystery box.
All right. I think you said mystery box.
Yes.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
It's a Western.
It's a what?
It's a Western.
Yeah, a whole entire Western, like a little world inside of there. If you open the box, there's like little horses and.
This is why I like her.
diorama.
All right.
And your guess was nothing?
No, his guess was.
The mystery box.
Okay, let me try again. Let me try again.
Wait, you don't get
I don't
multiple
understand
No,
this.
you don't get multiple answers.
You get one
Western
guess.
diorama.
We can't win anyway.
That's all I got.
Western diorama is what
A
you're
Western diorama.
All right, so your guess is there's a Western diorama, and your guess is there's another box inside the box.
Wouldn't that be so cool? You open the box, it's like another mystery. Yes. Always to be, every week, another mystery to solve.
All right. All right, now, if you have a guess, if you're watching, if we still have viewers waiting for Stephen Sylvester, email your prediction of what's in the box to deepfriedstudios@gmail.com. The closest to it will win the digital subscription to Lanyap. If we get multiple correct guesses, Scotty will draw a name out of a hat.
Yes. Woo. And I will be looking at the timestamp, by the way. I will.
Yes, he'll be looking at the timestamp. So again, donate to this show while you're at it. And the mystery box we'll reveal later in the show what's in the mystery box. So email those guesses in as quickly as possible. Now we're about to go to Stephen Sylvester. I guess this is when we say goodbye to Scotty White. Scotty, in the next, people should look for what soon?
Just check it out. We got a lot of stuff coming out. Our next big thing is our Mandalorian podcast, Mando Mondays. It will air Monday. We have a very special celebrity guest on this episode. So,
okay, that's all at ScottyWhite.com. All right, well, Scotty White and Stephanie Stockwell Ward, thank you both.
Thank you so much for having us.
Good to see you. Thank you very much. Now we are going to be bringing on Stephen Sylvester, our musical guest. Now our musical guest is presented by Callahan's. Cold beer, hot meat, tasty tunes. See them in Oakley. We're so proud that Callahan's will be associated with the show, and we're all so proud that Callahan's exists in Mobile, Alabama, one of the top establishments of its kind, and we have it right here in Mobile, Alabama. So welcome now to the set, Stephen Sylvester.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Woo! Now, am I pronouncing it correctly?
Yes, you are. Yeah, thank you so much for doing that.
Stephen
Not a lot of
Sylvester.
people do.
Well, I wouldn't have known until Scotty told me. So Stephen Sylvester Your album, Home to Alabama.
Yes.
Yes.
Now,
That
people
is
can find this
on Spotify, Apple Music, and I think Amazon Music too. So you can tell Alexa to play it.
Okay, now people love labels. So how do you label yourself?
Well, until recently, I would have said there's no genre that I could put on my music, but I think I've pretty much established that I'm a country artist.
Okay. All right, now, where do you frequently play locally?
I play all over. I've played Callahan's a few times. I play at the Hope Farm in Fairhope and Mancy's and Daphne and a few other restaurants over there.
All right, there's the website. Back to the album. Tell us about the album.
Yeah, so this was my first full-length album as a solo artist. It came out last year in August, and the title track from this album, Home to Alabama, got me onto a TV show you might have heard of called American Idol.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Very nice.
Yeah, they didn't show any of the footage of me singing, but I still got my golden ticket.
Okay, very, very good. So what are you going to play for us tonight?
Well, I'm actually going to play that song for y'all. And the story behind it is that I went to college in St. Paul, Minnesota, and I was there for 3 years. And I knew from the moment I got off the plane that this was my home and I was always going to come back here. So that's what the song is about.
All right, now, as you play, I have a simple request.
Yes, sir.
And that is that when you're singing the song, please do not stare deeply in my eyes. We've had other musicians do that, and it's kind of awkward.
I was about to ask if there was a rule that exists because of somebody else.
That is, yes. That's happened in an earlier show. It makes it real awkward. I will be watching you play and sing. Just please do not make eye contact.
I will do my best.
During the song. All right, please welcome Stephen Sylvester.
I was born 1,000 miles away in a town slowly dying from the cold. I ended up 1,000 miles further, where the leaves along the river turn to gold. The water is in my blood and still it calls me. I need to see the Gulf of Mexico. The people there knew me when I was younger, when my teenage heart still wanted to roam. Going home to Alabama, all the way to where the ocean meets the road. By the bay, life moves a little slower. Alabama, I'm coming home. Me and my guitar went to the city, where the people throw you change then walk away. And I played out on the steps of the library, but no one ever stopped to learn my name. Well, you can live that way for a few decades, but me, I only lasted 3 long years. Then the music brought me back to where I came from, and the only place I want to be is here. Going home to Alabama, all the way to where the ocean meets the road. By the bay, life moves a little slower. Alabama, I'm coming home. If home is where the heart is, then my heart lives by the bay. If home is where the heart is, then my heart lives by the bay. If home is where the heart is, then my heart lives by the bay. If home is where the heart is, then my going home to Alabama. All the way to where the ocean meets the road. By the bay, life moves a little slower. Alabama, I'm coming home. Alabama, I'm coming home. Alabama, I'm coming home. Yeah, I'm coming home.
Wow. That was fantastic.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it.
Oh my goodness, great.
Yeah.
B. Graves, what'd you think, B. Graves?
You liked it? Oh man, thank you.
Talented musician B. Graves of Last Call Rodeo.
He is, yeah.
Giving a nod of approval. Now, you know, I was thinking as that was an outstanding performance, I was thinking the only thing that could make it better was if you were to like get clean cut.
You think so? Oh man.
Have you ever thought about getting a haircut?
I worked so hard on this though. I've worked hard on my long hair.
We can get you a free haircut here if you just pat my back and do it on the air.
You know, there's family members of mine who would be like, yes, do that. They're probably watching this right now.
Tell me you've never had a man bun. Oh, now come on now.
Can we go to commercial
Come on
or
now.
something? Like, okay, all right, yes. Once I did.
Oh man, never mind. All right, we want to get. Do we have time for another song?
Of course.
All right, can you play one more for us?
Absolutely.
All right, but before you play, everybody, this is where you go. See, I knew when I heard the lyrics, I've got to own the album, so I'll be finding it myself.
That's awesome.
StephenSylvester.com. What's the next and final song you're going to play for us?
I'm going to do the story of a family friend of ours who we were watching go through some issues with substance abuse. And it's okay, because I wrote a song to give comfort to anybody who's experienced this before. It's definitely touched the lives of myself and members of my family, so this is for anybody who knows what I'm talking about.
All right, once again, Stephen Sylvester.
She's drunk again, left without a friend. Not a dollar in her pocket she can spend. She's all alone, left out on her own. And it's been so long since she has had a home. And there ain't a thing that I can do to fix her. I tried everything I could to change her life. And I'm staying on my knees a little longer every night. I'd give anything to know she'll be alright. She's so hurt inside, that pain won't die. The liquor only soothes it for a while. But she won't ask for help, 'cause she blames herself. She's not sure she'll ever get well. And there ain't a thing that I can do to fix her. I tried everything I could to change her life. And I'm staying on my knees a little longer every night. I'd give anything to know she'll be alright. Oh, I still find myself staring out the window, hoping against hope she'll be outside, smiling with her eyes just like she used to. But her face is slowly fading from my mind. And there ain't a thing that I can do to fix her. I tried everything I could to change her life. And I'm staying on my knees a little longer every night. I'd give anything to know she'll be alright. I'd give anything to know she'll be alright.
Wow. So impressive.
Thank you.
So impressive. So Stephen Sylvester, there's the website.
That is it.
And people can look you up on Spotify and where else?
They can find me on Apple Music and Amazon Music. I have a YouTube page and a Facebook page and an Instagram. You can find me in a lot of places.
And where will you perform live next? Do you know?
I will be at the Hope Farm in Fairhope, across the street from the Fairhope Brewing Company, this upcoming Thursday.
Okay, very nice. All right, Eastern Shore people, go see him. All right, well, Stephen, thank you so much for being on the show. Wait.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Before you go.
Yes.
Johnny Gwynn wants to do this ridiculous experiment where you guess what's in the Lanyap mystery box. Yes.
There's not a Western diorama in there that Stephanie thought. It's something we talk about on the show. So.
Okay.
Are you ready?
You're going to tell me.
I'm going to send you a mental picture.
Okay.
Early. 3, 2, 1.
A comic book.
A comic book. Write that down, comic book.
All right. All right.
Joe's going to say he got stuck.
All right. Stephen, thank you again so much for coming on the show.
Stephen, yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank
Now,
you for having me.
I'm going to ask you to go ahead and walk off the couch. We're going to need that microphone back, though, because I've been told that we have a surprise guest, someone I have not seen in years, has dropped in all the way from California, Mobile's own Rusty Sarhan.
Yeah!
Rusty!
Hey.
Rusty!
You guys, can I borrow some bacon, please? I'm a little...
Rusty Sarhan. Now, Rusty was on the Uncle Henry Show for a while as an intern on the show, and then you left Mobile to go seek fame and fortune in California.
Yeah, you didn't hire me on, and that's totally okay. That's fine. I'm not mad about it.
So what are you doing back here?
So I'm asking for my job back, if that's...
Well, we're going through massive cutbacks at iHeart Media, so unfortunately, I hope I don't have to ask for my job back. So I'm sorry, dead end there. What are you doing back in Mobile?
Well, I came to see my parents. They would love if you give them a shout out.
Okay, hey, Rusty's parents.
Hey! Thanks. I'm visiting them.
Okay.
And I reached out to Johnny Gwynn.
He did?
I said, I don't know if you guys allow a live audience because of things. And he said, we do. So come check us out. And here I am.
So tell me, I haven't talked to you about your life in California. The last time I talked to Rusty, he was trying to get into show business with his talents, and he had a roommate that was a nightclub performer that was like a puppeteer. A guy that did marionettes in nightclubs? I mean, is that real?
He is a puppeteer.
Well, you're still his roommate?
No, we're not roommates anymore. But he's still a puppeteer. He made Bob Dylan. He made a big gorilla. He's very talented. It's not my cup of tea, but he's very good.
But
you would love the puppets.
But he would go to nightclubs with his Bob Dylan puppet?
Yes.
So we can't relate to that here in Mobile, Alabama.
We had Sock Cop on.
Well, that's different.
Sock Cop is huge.
Sock Cop is different.
Sock Cop is real, yeah.
Now, since I've last seen you in person, now Rusty was on a nationally seen television show with Dana Carvey, and who was the other judge?
Well, Freddie Prinze Jr. was the host, but Steve Carell was the other judge.
Steve Carell and Dana Carvey, you met both of them.
I met both of them.
And this was a show where you did celebrity impressions.
I did, yes. And I did pretty good.
You did pretty good. How is life in California?
It's good. And I just came back for a small trip. I'm furloughed from my job, which is another reason why I came to visit you. Again, can I have my job back, please? and I just want to take a small trip, see what life was like down here. Yeah.
Okay, so do you have any, did you have any other projects you want to tell us about out in Hollywood?
Oh, any other projects?
He just said he got furloughed, man. Why you want to like?
All right, never mind on that question. All
Let's
right,
talk about that for a
do
second.
you, are you okay? Are you okay with doing some quick impressions for us? They want to hear them.
on.
Put it this way. I technically gave you 2 earlier. Oh, but I don't know,
Okay.
did Freddie call in? Hmm?
That was you.
Yes, that was
You were
me.
doing the Freddie impression.
Yes.
All right,
But
so you're
y'all
not
can
going to do any
hear
other impressions for us?
No, I can't do any other impressions for you.
Now, Rusty, look, Rusty. Rusty. One of the amazing things about Rusty, and we'll be ending the show soon, Johnny Gwynn, but Rusty is a male with a deep, resonant male voice, but he can also do scary, accurate female impressions. You did Sharon Osbourne.
I did.
Accurately. You've done a lot of them. You can't trot any out?
I can try a quick Sharon Osbourne for you, dear.
That's all you get.
Okay, that's all we get.
That's all you get.
Dadgummit. Dadgummit. All right, well, Rusty, it's been great seeing you.
I wanted to see you for a couple minutes and wanted to say hey, and then I was thinking about you.
Well, thank you, Rusty. It's just so good to see you. Your thought, Rusty gave me a coffee cup that I drink out of every week.
I love bacon.
Yes, indeed. Thank you. Well, while you're here, do you want to guess what's in the Lanyard mystery box?
I was just going to guess it's a baby Yoda. Oh, well, I'm not used to this part. I'm going to take that back. Was it baby Yoda? What?
All right, so...
Sorry, you already said baby Yoda.
No, look.
Ruined it.
This has been, Rusty's got the short end of the stick tonight.
I feel really bad.
Get used to the short end of the stick.
Okay.
The rest of life. Okay.
I'm furloughed, so I'm used to it.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? So, 3, 2, 1.
It's a stick of gum.
Stick of gum. Write it down.
All right. Are we going to now reveal? Are we now ready for the reveal?
Can I say something? Can I say something? I'm going to get on camera here. I literally put something in there I thought no one in a million years. Wait. No. I thought I built something. I would put something in there that I thought in a million years would not be picked. It was actually picked in the building tonight. So there is a winner in the building that picked what's in the building, what's in the box. Just saying. So are we ready?
All right.
It's a
So
Western.
here we go for the reveal. All right, wait until the camera switches.
It's a mystery.
The
Are we
camera.
switching? Are we
There we
switching?
are. All right.
You ready?
Here's the reveal.
It's a mystery box!
What? Are you kidding me?
Look,
why did you do that?
Look, I'm not kidding. No one knew. No one knew. Nobody knew that I made this thing. And Scotty White, simpatico.
All right. Why did you do this?
Because it became so controversial. I got so many hate mail about it. I wanted to piss them off to say, well, I'll put another damn mystery box in the mystery box. That's two. That's 2 of them, by the way. Scotty White. You know what? Now I'm going back to maybe no
All right.
clues at
We've
all.
heard enough.
Come on.
We've
that's
heard
amazing.
enough. This is so reminiscent of the presidential election. Something has gone wrong with the counting of the mystery box.
No, look, hold on. Look, I actually met a young lady last night who would look good on camera. I'm learning that, because you're in LA, if you look good on camera, it's kind of good to bring them on. She didn't. Well, no, I'm not good looking, but I'm saying. So I asked her to come, and I was going to tell her what was in it, but she never showed up. And so that was going to be the reveal.
Oh,
Scotty White did it without anything. Nobody knew. I was the only one that knew on the mystery box. Scotty White, you're the best, man. That means nobody wins this week. That is so.
Well, we might have a winner from the home viewer. Somebody might have emailed in and won a subscription to Lanyap. We'll find out next week. All right, we are getting done with the program. So Rusty Sarhan, people can find you on YouTube. I subscribed to Rusty on YouTube, but he's recently put up some impressions. You did some rappers.
I did. So you can make it 2 subscribers if you would like.
Yes, so
that'd be
people
great.
look for Rusty Sarhan on YouTube. All right. Also, thank you to Scotty White of ScottyWhite.com. Thank you, Scotty White. Stephen Sylvester. Really good stuff there. Thank you. Don't forget to donate so we can keep doing the show. We're all talking about Christmas specials that we want to do. PayPal, go there, look for Deep Fried Live to donate to the show, to pay for the equipment, or Venmo.com, Deep Fried Live, look for Deep Fried Live there. Big thanks to Joe Shannabrook. Dan the sound man who looked. Dan, thank you for all the changes that we threw into the show this week. Dan likes it to be perfect. Dan, thank you. All the hard work that goes into the show is done by Johnny Gwynn.
Johnny Gwynn.
So if you like what you see, most of it is Johnny Gwynn's work. Thank you. And also to the people, those of you watching both here in studio and at home, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate it very much. Now, could you end the show, please? Goodbye. Turn it off. Don't make me get up and walk off. Is it over? End it while I'm sitting here. Just end it. Turn it off. All right, we're done. Thank you for watching. Dad, damn it, I wish I could just